morning, and I am planning to come back later with, the news review. But it looks like there is an AI ghost story that I might have for you later. So I look forward to seeing you guys around on that, and also I might even have something for you on Hillary Clinton actually invading the UK on the mocktail mandate. So, of course, I look forward to seeing you guys around as always. And thank you for those of you who were able to come in on last night's stream. That was, it's always fun to have you guys around. So, we'll see. We'll see how spooky the weekend is. And it's kind of rainy. It's getting a little bit cold and feeling more like fall, if you will. Hi, Marcy T. How are you? Yeah, so I'm trying not to freeze. I was going to try to squeeze it in within the next 2 hours, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Oh, Marcy T, you're most generous. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And so I'm outside. I don't normally do. I don't normally do a lot of live streams outside or while I'm walking around, but I am outside right this second. So yeah, but we'll see what happens later. I really appreciate it. If you didn't get to see last night's stream, we had a couple of interesting stories along with some coverage from the border. And by the way, that is not my horn. That's not my horn, but you can hear my car right now. But yeah, so I'll try to come back later, and then I'll try to get this whole Discord bit going for you. I will try to do that. And hope you guys are off to a nice Saturday and not necessarily celebrating Halloween, but we got enough spooky things going around. I think we can all agree to that. No, not my horn. I try not to toot my own horn. Yeah, so I try not to toot my own horn, but I am a woodwind player, so I do literally toot my horn, but not the same thing, but yeah, but just so many things going on, and we're never quite at a shortage for things that are going on. I know I got into a lot of sorry about that. I got into a lot of things last night regarding Politico and some of the crap that they keep pumping out into the community, to the black community, to the masses. It's just always just fairy tale la la land, and just keeping people. The sheep are going to remain where they are, but they would attack somebody like me, because I'm not towing the line. I'm not worshiping things that don't really hold water. But I do want to cover that story, that Hillary. I mean, is Hillary Clinton our mocktail missionary? I mean, would not be the kicker. She is officially. Maybe she's officially the mocktail missionary that we've all been waiting on, and we've all been thinking about her. I ask you guys all the time if you have a mocktail missionary sighting. I said, let me know. If you see that. So, but I think Hillary Clinton may have taken it upon herself to, and who knows, maybe she's doing the same thing as the Governor Hochul out of New York. Maybe she's going around and telling the world, that she wants them to be her apostles and go out and tell people about the mocktail and mocktail mandates now, or bust. I mean, I don't know. But it just seems like the same group of people keep showing up. There's more than one campaign going on. We're on the cycle, I think, and it might be for years to come. I don't think this mocktail situation is going away anytime soon. To be honest, like caravans that happen every quarter, every 2 quarters. Yeah, every 2 quarters. Yeah, midterm caravans. We'll have mocktail ministries. Will we have them next year? Will it still be going on? Yeah, so it's like we've got a lot going on per usual. So I kind of want to get into that later. I'll try to do that. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. And Mars CT, I'm trying to see if you're still there. I'm trying to pull it up. It's like Black Spring Mobile is crazy. Okay, so Black Spring Mobile doesn't have all the tools. Hope you're well, Mars CT. Hope things are going well in your neck of the woods. I'd like to do some things on. I'd like to do some different things, and I might save it for Discord. I'm not sure, but I have to get that all established. Yeah, I have to do that sooner rather than later. But yeah, so I have an AI story for you, and also I have the HRC invasion. And then also, here's the thing. I think I do have an article that talks about Joe Biden's plan. His infrastructure bill has been restructured where everybody gets most of what they want. And what I find to be disturbing is what I think is a sign of, the communism or whatnot, is there is a building plan. It's like, are we literally going to turn into a welfare state? Because I'm seeing their plans in there for 100, I don't know how much that is, for $150 billion investment into affordable housing. Now, what do you guys think affordable housing looks like? A government-sponsored affordable housing. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, affordable housing means, or any form of subsidized housing, that anything that the government controls when it comes to housing is a mess, or it's like a housing project. So does that mean they're going to start building government housing projects all over the U.S.? And then what do you, and are they, I mean, I don't know. It's real wonky. But that's one of the compromises. I think I have that article for you. What else do I have? There's something else, but I can't think of what it is right this second. But yeah, so we'll get into some of that stuff. Yeah, but it's just so much stuff going on, as always. We're never short on what's going on. But then this is the other deal. It's like, to me, it's like we're entering some kind of, it's not like even a true, dare I say, like a feudal order or a serfdom kind of order. But the only thing I can say is that, like, it's not like the Middle Ages in which, people, the country or the nation is at risk of being attacked by, from the outside, or which are we? Some people are saying that we are, but there is an economic warfare. To me, it seems like this is an economic, to weaken a nation, we're being weakened on an economic scale. So we're being attacked, but we're being attacked from within on an economic kind of a scale. And then all the other manufactured things, like, all their climate science and all the subliminal repetition. A lot of people want to try to say, oh, this current, President Biden, he doesn't know where he is half the time. I don't know if I'd get too comfortable in that. I think, the difference between dementia and the stages of dementia could very well look to me like, subliminal programming, the way he repeats certain phrases and certain words when he does address the nation. And eventually these kinds of thoughts creep in, and the longer they creep in and the longer they appeal to your anxieties and your fears and your thoughts, they start to kind of reside there. They start to, they want to make a home. I mean, some thoughts, they're like visitors. I think that's a good analogy. Some visitors come and they go really quickly, but you have others that want to stick around. You have other thoughts that kind of want to stick around and affect your decision, or negatively affect the decisions or the thoughts that you have. I'm not convinced that he's absolutely not, I'm not absolutely sure that he actually is that far, you know, that he's in no man's land. I think this is more, I think that the repetition is more strategic. Something along like, you know, the propaganda, or dare I say back in the day, or do they even still make Wendy's hamburger commercials where they're stacked up way high and they use words, keywords like juicy, and, you know, these kinds of words get into, they just get into the psyche, they get into the conscious, they get into the subconscious, and they'll stay with you. And to me, that's a part of the fear porn. And I think, you know, once we look back at this, or when history looks back at this, I think it will show that that's what we were under, some level of, you know, beyond, you know, like, what is it, the Yuri, was it Bezmenov, what he talked about, like the ideological subversions. But to me, it's subliminal. Yeah, it's the same thing to me. I think it happens when people are in relationships. You know, when somebody repeats something over and over again, somehow, even though you're conflicted with it, it somehow becomes reality. It kind of creeps into reality, even though you know there's something about it that's not quite jiving. It's the mind, I think, wants to hold on to it, and it wants to process it. It wants to start to process whatever it is, the concept or whatever, or the fear. It wants to, you know, become part of your life and stick with you. So yeah, so I'm just thinking, when they make these speeches and oh, well, yeah, he's just out to lunch. No. You think people you don't think that the administration knows anything about consciousness? Or there you go, Marcy T says it's called cognitive dissonance. And I've also heard of a term, I've heard of people say cognitive bias. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the same thing as I've heard somebody else say, normalcy bias, that they just don't think anything can ever, you know, shake them, or yeah. Okay, easy. I don't want to mess it up and get too close to, I don't want to start talking about personality disorders. That's what I don't want to do, because that's not real. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just saying that the repetition is a powerful tool in many things. It's a powerful tool in music. I mean, repetition is also unity. Yeah, in arts, it just doesn't matter. It's powerful, whether it's words, you know, whether it's motifs, and I'm not talking about leitmotifs. I'm not talking about like operatic stuff. But yeah, I think you guys, you know, you kind of picking up what I'm putting down. And if you don't, send me an email or just ask me on a live. So yeah, but I appreciate you guys for coming in. So we'll try to get into that later. But I find it interesting that HRC is doing a British invasion. And she is officially our mocktail missionary. I guess I don't know, who do you get your blessing from? I mean, where does she get her belt of chastity from to be a mocktail missionary for, you know? I don't know. It's been a long time coming, right? But not in my neighborhood. You know, I didn't quite have an experience. Never had the privilege of a mocktail missionary coming to my door or making a speech. So yeah, hope you guys are doing well. And it looks like I saw TDOA come in. TDOA, are you there? Or were you there once upon a time? Hang on a second here. I'm sorry. You know, I told you, Black Spring Mobile is pretty dysfunctional, right? Let's see. Okay. Marcy T says, oh, I thought she was dead. Yeah. Well, you know, if you had a dollar for every time you heard that, right? Where would you be? You know, and then like I saw something yesterday in the social media, of course, that said, yeah, you know, they're just trying to distract everyone with the $450,000. Am I right? Is it $450 that they're offering for reparations? They were like, yeah, they're just trying to distract everyone because indictments are being unsealed. And like, are we back at that again? Let's just stop. Let's just stop and let's just think about let's just try to stay focused here. But yeah, I try not to. At this point, I can't really buy into. I can't really, I can't stand on some of these things. I'll acknowledge I've heard of them and I find them interesting or intriguing, or I find them worth looking into. But some of these things, I just can't. I just can't. I can't really. I don't want to repeat things too many times that I really can't support, or I really can't. Yeah, that's what I don't want to do. So I've been on here for 15 whopping minutes, and I want to thank Marcy T for coming in, and I think it was Tyrant's Bane TDOA. So yeah, but there again, I find it interesting but see, this is all the Green New Deal, and I've covered the Green New Deal. It's kind of coming up on. Have I been around YouTube that long, or since 2018? The Green New Deal. So if they're going to build if they're going to invest $150 billion in affordable housing, what does that look like? I mean, I imagine you got to be pretty much beholden, or you're going to be, I think, indebted for life. I think if you if you take them up on that $150 billion investment in affordable housing, I mean, they might tell you, oh, well, the sun is bad for you. Here, the sun is bad for you, so we're not going to put any windows in the house. That's my contribution to the conspiracy theater. Conspiracy theater. How about that? I got it. That's what I'm, a conspiracy actress, a conspiracy theater actress. So yeah, conspiracy theater. How about that? I think that's a great name. How about that's where you can find me? You'll find me on Black Spring. You'll find me the conspiracy theater. Oh wow, Tyrant's Bane TDOA. Well, that's inspiring. You and Joseph Francis Burton are always inspiring us with the workouts. And I would tell you this, TDOA, I was watching you the other day. Like, sometimes if I'm back there in the background, it's because I'm at work or something, but I'm getting it in. I'm still getting, I'm still getting my daily dose. But yeah, so we'll keep the conspiracy theater going, and you guys can be whoever you want. And you can repeat whatever you want, people to hold on to when they leave. And hello to Joseph Francis Burton. It's nice to see you, as always. And I'm behind on some of the challenges, but it's nice to, that's very inspiring what you're doing. So, but I hope you guys are well. And I don't know, maybe in the conspiracy theater, we'll get into, we'll talk about this newfound AI ghost. There's a ghost that AI has been able to find. Us poor human beings, we haven't been able to come up with any striking machines that work really well. So it's time for AI to take over. And that is really scary. Shout out to Derek C. Williams, who talks about AI and some of the quotes that he's heard from Elon Musk. Because I'm thinking, I do think AI will take over. And that's why I keep talking about, that's why I'm kind of driving home this whole thing about them establishing, it's like, are we going to be a governance? Will there be an AI governance? Is that what they're preparing us for? Is that what they're preparing us for? You can have AI or Android global citizens, and they can just do whatever they want. Or eventually, they're telling us we don't mean anything, or we're less than, we're not worthy, of being here with them. That is the scary part. So, Derek C. Williams, I hope you're out there, and I hope you're having a great weekend. So, with all that said, I'm going to get going here. I know I came down the stairs, and I've been on for a little bit now. So, maybe I'll see you guys around later. But yeah, we'll talk about the... see you go. There you go. Tyrant's Bane says that he'll be rucking tomorrow. See, you guys, it's time. You're making us want to step it up. Everybody on Black Spring, we got to step it up. Step it up. I will tell you, here's my confession. Joseph Francis Burton, I've been aspiring to turn into a plank master. So I'm trying to, I think my goal is to be able to successfully do 10 different styles of planks before the end of the year. Right now, I'm probably at about 4 or 5, but I don't know. I tend to be a little bit Genghis Khan ambitious at times. So one plank style at a time, for me it is. So I appreciate it. And the push-ups, I'll see if I can beef that up a little bit too. And Tyrant's Bane TDOA, if you have any recommendations on rucking for ladies, how do we get started? How do we get started rucking? What's a rucking look like for women? Like starting, like novice women rucking. Yeah, I'd like to know what that looks like. Yeah, I'd love to know what rucking would look like. So how many pounds would you start out with? And how do you come up with a formula like that? Do you come up with that formula based on the weight and height for rucking for women? Or, and also, if any of you have, I'm into, dare I say, homeopathics and natural things. TDOA, shout out to you. You guys get over to TDOA's page whenever you can. Tyrant's Bane TDOA. He always has an awesome perspective on it, much to think about. But TDOA, to you, I would like to know, would you mind sharing was it you that had a sanitizer? I don't want to say it was you, but I think it was you. A sanitizer recipe. I need that sanitizer recipe. Not that, I'm afraid of the heebie-jeebies, but it's just generally, just generally. Because shout out to Derek C. Williams. I think Derek C. Williams has told us over some time that, and I respect his opinion and his advice, that the regular hand sanitizers really don't work that well, or either they're just kind of like, subterfuge. Yeah, so if you could share or let us know where we can find that recipe for hand sanitizer. I think I remember there were 3 ingredients, but I think I might be short on 1 at times. I might not be sure. I think I remember 2 out of the 3, but I may have forgotten. And I actually made it up. And I don't know, I just feel better using natural products or natural things that are made at home. Yeah, like I don't know what kind of oil, or can you choose the oil that you want to use for hand sanitizers, or even antiseptics. Does anybody have, Marcy T's a nurse. My gosh, we are full of professionals from all walks of life, and I am appreciative of that here on Black Spring. Marcy T, do you know of any go-tos for natural antiseptics? Like if you wanted to create, if we could do like like a prepper's potluck or something like that. A prepper's potluck in which everybody brings something to the table. If you want to, and I mean, I could throw you a bone, a link or whatever. You come on and share your remedy with us. I think it would be worth our while. Natural antiseptics. I remember my late grandmother talking a lot about, was it turpentine? I was like, oh my gosh, turpentine? What was turpentine used for? Or castor oil? Or it seems like I'm hearing more now about, what is it, cod liver oil, or some it's, I don't know. I didn't say that they smelled or tasted great, but I'm saying in the moment that's necessary, how can we use these things? So how about we come up with, if you guys want to contribute to this thing, maybe we could come up with a prepper's potluck, and we could do anything from first aid, like, I don't know, like a daily, like daily exercises or something. Like stretching is a big deal for me. It's a necessary, a must. Yeah, there you go. Joseph Francis Burton is going down memory lane. He says, I took castor oil when I was a kid. Hang on a second. Let me get. See, I gotta save this live. I gotta save this live. Look at Marcy T weighing in. See, we're already. This is like, you guys are like auto responders, like auto delivery, better than Amazon. You guys deliver it like on the spot. So I've got something from Marcy T. Marcy T says natural hydroquinine. Marcy T says that, you know, like, I don't like the things that are, what is it, like beeswax and Tom's and some of those companies. Okay, they're great, but I think these things can be done. We want to do, we want to do it a prepper style potluck, because what's available, you know what I mean? Like, are there certain ingredients that are transitory? Are there certain ingredients that we can use for multiple things that will cut down on you carrying a whole bunch of things? But I will say, for instance, I like to use witch hazel for a lot of things. I think when you don't have water, you know, you can use you can use witch hazel for, you know, I think that's a natural antiseptic. But are there other things out there that we could use? So it's a prepper's potluck. So let's come up with some things. I'll bring some things to the table. I mean, I'm sure this could be fun, I think, that if we did that. So you could present whatever you want. So if you're interested in that, send me an email. I'll shoot you a link, and we'll plan it out. We'll set it up, and we can just do we'll have a prepper's potluck. And sometimes, if you could provide a source like where you're getting those items from, I think that helps. Because I think some people kind of take the Dollar Tree for granted. I mean, what's a substitute for toilet paper? Does that sound like a millennial? I mean, I don't know, but you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. I think most of the time you are. So, but I did see some of that lining up. And Marcy T says waterpureworld.com. Oh, and then I also there's some things that I want to share. There is, I think I have a map, or there's a website that actually shows you where there are natural springs in every single state. Yeah, natural springs. And I haven't explored them just yet, but I think I'm going to. I think that's a fun road trip to do. So yeah, I mean, and I've been around natural springs before. I've been up in your neck of the woods, Marcy T. I've been to Michigan. I'll tell you, Lake Higgins. Lake Higgins. And I had a brush, even at Lake Higgins, I had a brush with what they call them, zebra mussels. And then they look like they're mussels, but they are striped. And I'm not talking about, you know, Higgins Lake, yeah. But I ran into, you know, I was there near the lake, like you could find springs just coming out of the water. They were quite cool. But I don't know if that was an ecological, if they've done something over the years that has changed the ecology, or I'm not a biologist by any stretch, but I think most people are like, what are zebra mussels? And then if you see them, you're oh yeah, those are mussels, but they're, I don't think I would cook. I don't think I would cook them. I don't think I'd dig them up. I don't know, Marcy T. Marcy says they are not supposed to be here. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly what they said, up at Higgins Lake. And that was because, you know, I was on a pontoon or whatever, but I went out into the water before I, you know, got on the pontoon, and I'm stepping on these things and they're pretty sharp. So yeah, but that was interesting. But yeah, so I'll try to get that map for you guys, because there's so many natural springs. There's so many natural springs all over the country, and there's multiple ones. There are multiple natural springs. So, I mean, there's a water source if you're in a prepper situation. like a bug out situation, or even bugging in. You might want to have some natural water. You might want to be able place where you can catch it, and where you can get it from, and the source. The Marcy T says up north here for sure. Yeah, so I think that the preppers potluck. So of course you guys can email me at any time on blackspringwithautumn@gmail. Yeah, that's all day every day. blackspringwithautumn@gmail. And if for some reason I don't get your email, just let me know or send another one, and I'll try to figure out what's going on. But I don't know. I think that has happened before when somebody tried to contact me and they said, "Oh, I didn't get through," or "You never got back to me," or yeah, I'll try to figure that out. But just, yeah, if you want to participate in it, we can do that. And that way we won't just have, it'll be actually, like a programmed show or programmed presentation. That way I can, depending on how many people are interested, then I'll know how much time to set aside, and we won't just have a random link out there. Not that I'm trying to be exclusive, or this is not the paywall channel or the elite channel, but when we're doing focused content, I'd like to be able to stick to that and have people on that really want to. Oh no, Marcy T, no problem. I think you sent me your information. I think I might have saved it. So no, we're even. We'll get it together. But yeah, I think that'll be a fun show, and we'll call it. And I'll tell you right now, we're going to call it Preppers Potluck. So we'll do that. If you're interested, send it in. Hi, Right Winged Angel is here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the presence of of a star, of a shooting star. Nice to see you, Right Winged Angel. So yeah, we're talking about doing a Preppers Potluck. If you're interested, send it in. Yeah, send it to me via, blackspringwithautumn@gmail. So, and I've been on long enough, but we'll see about HRC's British invasion or the UK invasion on mocktails. Hope you're doing well, Right Winged Angel. It's nice to see you. You guys know Right Winged Angel. We've had him on a while back, and of course we'd like to see him come back again. And yeah, I'd like to have you back on for sure. But check out his page for sure. And yeah, maybe I'll catch up with you guys later. I'll see what I can do. And let's get that let's get the Preppers Potluck going, because I have a feeling that we're gonna have an interesting potluck. We've got a lot of medical professionals on the channel. We've got a lot of veterans that have been around for a while, and I really appreciate that. And I'd love to I'd love to see what you guys have. And yeah, and we'll even talk about, I even have some ideas for Carmex, so we'll talk about that, I guess, on the next show. All right, guys, let me just go through here again, make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think I saw TDOA come in. TDOA, did you say you're rucking tomorrow? You're rucking tomorrow? And then I want a survival, like, I think we also need to kind of prep the body as well. Like, does anybody have anything on fasting or detoxes, like remedies on detoxing? That's something else I'd like to add. Yeah, like, and like, are you guys of the school that you're eating 3 meals a day, 3 squares a day, or what are your thoughts on, on sustaining yourself, or what kinds of, macronutrients, micronutrients? I'd love to hear that from you all. So let me just try this one more time. You would think I'd never done a mobile live before. All right, yeah, here we go. All right, so I saw tea tree oil, I think, coming in from Marcy T. And let me go back to this comment. Marcy T says Obama is now at some world leader conference assuring them about Biden. But you know what? That's probably that CO2, the climate change, that agenda. Okay. Are you guys, oh my gosh, I'm getting an eerie feeling. Like, is there a chance you guys think that there could be a 3rd term for him? Like, just, like the way they're disregarding, the laws and the engagement of things already, the legalities and the Constitution overall, the way they've done for years. Do you think there's a chance that we could have that? If he's stepping in, because look at Kamala. I mean, who is she going to stand in for? Did I say that? And Jermaine G's here. Jermaine G says, don't drink and drive. I won't. I don't even have my coffee. I don't have coffee or tea. Marcy T says 3 lemon peels, 3 grapefruit peels, bring to boil, simmer 6 hours, 2 tablespoons. Very nice. Thank you so much. And you said waterpureworld.com. And yeah, but for sure. All right, guys. I appreciate it once again. And thank you so much for tuning in. You said that's colds and flu. Okay. Very nice. So we'll chat it up again later. And we'll try to come up with the preppers potluck on Black Spring with Autumn. And as always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And yeah, just keep an eye on the community tab if you're interested in the preppers potluck or the Discord. I'll start to put things up on the community tab there, and I'll also be, responding to email. So the weekends are really good. And so also maybe we can come up with a specific day of the week that I can at least do a stream and be sure that I am. All right, guys, have a good rest of the day, and try not to get spooked.